our items.
So let's actually see here, because we have the whole list over on Muthead. We'll specifically look at the offense, but who are the must-have team of the year items? So Gibbs, we'll pop that laptop down a little bit, and then we're actually going to go through and talk about some items here. Offensively, Derek Carr is the quarterback. Now, I did my predictions on YouTube yesterday, and I actually predicted Derek Carr would be the team of the year item. I just think that Aaron Rodgers still playing. Tom Brady's already had some items. Matt Ryan's already got some items. I mean, Carr, I do have concerns about this Carr, Gibbs, because I wanted Derek Carr because it's going to get his speed to 86.
Yep.
I said it was going to get his throw power to 94, and I said it was going to get his deep to 90.
Yep.
And I think people might have said, well, Farrell's said if that's where Derek Carr goes, then that's what makes him a great team of the year. My cause for concern is the price on Derek Carr. Now, we don't know where it's going to settle, but for $340K,
that's a must-have item.
No, that's very much too expensive for this specific item. You can't pay this much for Derek Carr. I love conductor Derek Carr. I love the one that costs $100K or less. I don't think you should go out and pick up this milestone or this team of the week Derek Carr yet. He's the quarterback I wanted, but we need to see where his price settles at because there's a lot of good options at QB right now. This is right on par, but I don't want you guys to think that it's just an instant go pickup without a little bit of cost.
Real quick, just compare him to the conductor Rodgers, who I think is probably the best quarterback in the game. Even the Brady with only 73 speed doesn't compare. Listen, to get the best item in the game, yeah, you're going to pay a higher price to get him. So I think this car is better than the Rodgers, especially because of the speed that he brings to the table. More agility, more 89 acceleration on the car. That's pretty good. Throw power, the same. Throw accuracy short, same. Throw accuracy mid, he's one less. Throw accuracy deep, they're same. I mean, these guys are basically the same players.
Yes, they're very close.
But he's got
together.
more speed, and he's way less than the Rodgers. That's why I'm all in on the car.
He is much less than Rodgers, so I do like that. That's why I wanted the car. I just want to see.
It's gonna fall.
Just want to wait a little bit in cost.
Yeah.
See where it ends up and think about it. But I am super hyped for the car. Now, next up, there's two halfbacks, Gibbs. Over on the official MUT Twitter, they actually dropped Ezekiel Elliott last night. So you knew it was going to be Ezekiel Elliott. And I think people were like, oh, he's the halfback. Man, I was hoping for David Johnson. Then they come out of nowhere.
Boom.
And they drop David Johnson ahead of Ezekiel Elliott. Same thing, though. Big-time cost on these two items. But, Gibbs, would you rather have Elliott or Johnson? Johnson is a trucking style back.
Yeah.
Elliott is a elusive style back.
Yeah, so that brings up a good point. And I had gone through on a previous MUT review explaining why, even though Dion Lewis, the latest item from Team of the Week, and like the Ty Montgomery are really great items, but when you are playing when you're an elusive back in a big man's game, like in a big trucking back's game, like you lose a lot of value. So like these elusive guys need to be so up and like far and away better than everybody else, like the trucking backs. Like we would need to see this Elliott like really honestly at probably like 96, 97 speed for me to go, he's gonna surpass these battle ready trucking guys. Take a look at this Johnson. He's battle ready. He's got the same speed as the Elliott. Yeah. His strength, let's see his strength real quick. Strength is 2 more, and I want to take a look at his trucking. Where's his trucking at? So you can see the difference there. 10 plus truck plus the battle ready on the Johnson.
Yep. So he's your guy.
He's the guy, and listen, Johnson can catch passes out of the backfield. So if you take a look at those ratings, the route running, his catching traffic, keep there.
Right here, 83.
So route 83, that's ridiculous. I mean, you're talking 83 route running. The Ty Montgomery halfback, who is a wide receiver now at halfback, has 89 route running. So you're telling me that a halfback here is just as good as
and he still has 86 elusive, which can't hurt. I love a little bit higher truck with elusiveness underneath as opposed to higher elusiveness with truck underneath. So that's just the way I like it. But I'm a big fan of this David Johnson. I think he matches up pretty nicely with that Ricky Williams.
Real nice.
If you're looking to get involved. He's obviously at the top end of the range, though going to be one of the best halfbacks for a while. To
verify, 82 route running actually at the time Montgomery. Yeah. So the Johnson actually matches a receiver in the backfield. So that's how good he is.
The new Dion Lewis is better than the Ty Montgomery, but that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Let's dig back into Team of the Year. Keep going through these. The receivers on the list, we have Odell Beckham, Mike Evans, Jordy Nelson, Tyreek Hill, and then I believe there's also a T.Y. Hilton. So I've actually brought these up. Jordy Nelson, If you're looking for a favorable comparison, Gibbs, Ed McCaffrey.
That's nice.
Look at the shapes of Ed McCaffrey, Jordy Nelson, similar cost.
Clutch. That's good.
Yeah, the traits are both nice. Speed's going to be the same. Strength is going to go in favor of Jordy, but the ratings that matter, right? Both are at 95 route running. That's kind of how I drew the comparison.
That's a big time new item. Not a ton of guys have that route running, so that's nice.
And then catching traffic at 94. For Ed's a little bit better. Spec is a little bit better on Jordy. But
Jordy much better in the open field. Let's take a look. Significantly better.
Yeah,
Ball
much more
vision,
elusive.
Elusive. Really a good open field player.
So, but I mean, pretty close. And two things you can definitely think about. Next up, we have all of the receivers that are left here. So I put up these 4 guys because I think it's pretty important to see, how they kind of stack up. I'm going to make a case, Gibbs. Odell Beckham, less valuable than T.Y. Hilton.
Okay.
I'm going to make the case.
Why?
You guys let me know what you think.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's hear it.
Odell Beckham's at 800K. T.Y.'s at 200. Speed, Odell has one advantage. Strength, neither has any. Agility, the same. Acceleration, close.
Awareness more than T.Y.
Elusiveness, T.Y. has a small advantage. Route running, T.Y. has a 1-point advantage. And Odell Beckham has deep threat ×2. T.Y. Hilton has route running ×2. Critical. Next up, release, not a huge factor. Obviously, Odell is going to spec like crazy, but he's not a height guy, and 93 is still pretty good. And then you have catching traffic the same. So I'm going to say Jordy Nelson, T.Y. Hilton is very close to the Odell in the sense of the type and then the value that you get out of him.
Here's the thing, I look at the Odell and I get it. He's his purpose, his role. I still would say, why would you not go out and get the Moss? I'd like to know what the price in terms of coins is on the Moss.
Yeah.
But my thought is the Odell probably doesn't really compete with the Moss. I would love to see that comparison at some point, because if you want the Odell, you're like, oh, he's a great spectacular catch guy. You go get the Moss because he's 6'4", and he's going to do all those things. They both have 90 catching traffic. Speed-wise, are going to be there.
And then Evans, obviously a completely different type of player. You see that he has great run blocking, is big and physical. He is at 6'5".
Speed's good. 91, that's pretty good.
Pretty fast for an Evans. 83 strength is diesel.
Jumping's good. What's his route running, though?
His route running is still going to get you to 90, but that's not the role you're going to use him in my opinion.
Yeah, Run
93 catching traffic is good.
Run block is tough. 71 run block.
That's pretty high.
For a receiver, that's very good.
That's pretty good for a receiver. And then his release is where he gets a lot of his, which I'm not, fully in need of. But he's got 83 truck and 82 stiff arm, which is pretty solid. So those are how I look at the receivers. Now, Gibbs, there's a couple other items here that are pretty important. Greg Olsen picked up one of the tight end spots. He has a route runner in SC ×2. That gets his route running up a little bit, but I still think the Dallas Clark's the guy you need. The Dallas Clark, if you're going to go route runner, you go Dallas Clark.
Yeah, but that is a nice item with the route running.
Overall, super solid.
Overall, he's 90 in everything that you need him to be at. I think if his strength was at 80, run block 80, I think he has more value. And his speed, if it was a little higher, his speed's still kind of low for other guys you can go out and get.
And then Kyle Rudolph, one of the guys that I predicted, 6'6", 84 speed. 89 catching traffic, 92 spec at 6'6" is solid. 87 route running.
That's a nice option there. I think salary cap, he's not going to see a sniff of salary cap with those ratings and that much cap. Not a sniff.
Yeah. Now Andrew Whitworth gets the secure pass blocker, and so does Marshall Yanda. Paradis gets the eye. So does Incognito.
Incognito's got a million items.
Yeah. He gets pretty high at run block, but the other left guard, the legend left guard, the Bruce Matthews, is where I'd stay. I'm also concerned about the left tackle, right tackles. Some people love Conklin, but
Hope's a Conklin guy.
But the Streif gives you the +2 pass block to the whole line. How are you not going to go?
I don't know how you don't play the Streif, and I don't know how you don't play the other gentleman on the left tackle.
Yeah, he has a +2. I think it's Joe Thomas run block or whatever.
I don't know how you don't play those guys.
Then the Yanda gets you the SP on the inside, so you're starting to be able to build a line kind of out of that. So some things to look at as options. I do have a question about secure pass blocker. Could you start that ability chemistry and then get it out of position? I don't know. But I'm not sure how valuable that is. I still need to kind of really figure out what it does. Now, defensively, some of those items are, I believe in the game, if you do the solo challenges, they can pop out. I'm not certain on that, though, so make sure you stay tuned.
It's the Tucker.
And once we can review those, we will do the same. But hopefully those team of the reviews get you started. Tucker has clutch kicker, which is different than focus kicker. It doesn't make the meter go slower, but he cannot be iced.
Not bad.
And he has 96 boot. So
that's
Tucker
the
could be
big
the
time
guy.
item. And his cap didn't go up. His
Yes.
cap from his other Tucker and the other big time kickers didn't go above 14, so that's clutch.
Yes.